Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Jada Pinkett Smith has dropped even more bombshells about her complicated marriage with the actor Will Smith. Not too long ago, she did sit down on the Today Show and she revealed that she and Will have been separated since 2016. And this was somewhat of a surprise, even though it shouldn't have surprised anybody. I mean, Will and Jada's marriage has definitely not been perfect, but we didn't know that they were living separately for 7 years. But Jada is not holding back any tea right now because she is coming out with a tell-all book called Worthy. It's actually her autobiography, but she's revealing a lot of information, and she even revealed more tea about her relationship with the late rapper Tupac.
A lot of people might not know, but he proposed to you while he was in jail.
When he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers. And I knew at that time that, he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was going to do anyway. He didn't have to marry me to do time, right? I'm here.
Now, like I said in my last video, I do believe Jada still loves Tupac. It's not necessarily a lustful, erotic love per se, but it's more so unconditional in a sense. Their souls were connected. They were soulmates. She never hid her love for him, and I do believe that this has affected her marriage with Will in a way, because Will kind of realized that he will never replace Pac in her heart. He will never live up to that standard. So I think Jada is very aware of how Will feels about it, but she still continues to talk about her relationship with Tupac. Jada also opened up about the infamous Oscar slap. Y'all know when Will walked on that stage and slapped the piss out of Chris Rock after he made a joke about Jada. Well, Jada was pretty shocked that Will did that, and I'm not going to say Will was right for doing it, but he definitely had his reasons. I mean, Chris did try it with Will and Jada in the past, especially Jada. He mocked her when she was trying to get the Oscars to acknowledge more people of color, and also he tried to date her thinking that she and Will split up.
I think every summer, all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce. And Chris he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and he was like, hey, basically he was like, I'd love to take you out. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce? And I was like, no. I was like, Chris, those are just rumors. He's like, oh my, he was appalled, you know what I mean? And he profusely apologized.
I think Jada telling this actually added another layer of why Will slapped Chris. But more than anything, Will slapped him because he was really trying to protect Jada. And also he was trying to protect his ego because whether they're separated or not, Jada is still his wife. So if anybody were to come at Jada, they were actually disrespecting him. And he took it personally. And I think he just reached his breaking point because at that point, he and Jada were being ridiculed after Jada's affair with August was exposed. So it just got to a point where he couldn't take it anymore and he got tired of the disrespect. And I kind of wish Jada acknowledged that at least, but in this interview, she kind of made it seem like Will was just crazy. So in a way, she kind of threw him under the bus.
Will then went on a profane tirade warning Chris not to mention his wife's name. Jada couldn't believe what she was hearing.
What is going on? Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. But I'm like, what is going on right
keep
now?
My wife's name
out of your mouth, right? And I'm like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on.
How unusual for Will, a guy who, on that kind of stage to do something so insane.
Absolutely.
It's totally out of character.
It's not him whatsoever.
Now, I do believe what Jada is saying. I do believe that Will had to be going through something because that was very uncharacteristic of him to get up on that stage and slap somebody over a joke. But at the same time, I feel like she kind of threw Will under the bus in this interview. I'm not saying that she has to agree with what he did, but that whole Oscar slap really affected Will's career. He got dragged for weeks over it. He even got banned for any Academy events for 10 years. And to this day, he's still trying to get over that incident. So I don't think it helps that Jada is now throwing him under the bus over it. It just doesn't help. I kind of feel like there was a shift that happened between Jada and Will after that Oscar slap, even though they've been separated for years, and even though their marriage had a lot of ups and downs, they were standing strong together and they were unapologetic about it. They were like, hey, this is our marriage. It is what it is. Bad marriage for life, which is crazy, but it just seemed like they had an understanding. But now I feel like there's a shift. I feel like something happened behind the scenes that is now making Jada say, forget this. I don't feel like putting up this facade anymore. I'm going to tell my truth. Now, I want to talk about this whole villain narrative that's been surrounding Jada, because Jada has been painted out to be a villain, and she's been blamed for a lot of things. She's been blamed for the demise of her and Will's relationship. She's been blamed for Will slapping Chris Rock, even though she didn't tell Will to get up there and slap that man. She's been called out for disrespecting the marriage and so and so and so. And don't get me wrong, Jada to me is not a victim here. She definitely has played a role in the chaos that's going on between her and Will. However, Will has kind of slipped by unscathed. There was a coverage on Will that was done on Entertainment Tonight, and Will admitted that he himself stepped out of the marriage as well and had his affairs. And he also admitted to having crushes on women like Halle Berry and Misty Copeland.
The Philadelphia native reveals that Jada was not the only one engaging in other relationships outside of their marriage. He explains, quote, "We have given each other trust and freedom, with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, and marriage for us can't be a prison, and I don't suggest our road for anybody."
Divorce is not an option. We're gonna be together. So we're gonna figure out how to be happy.
The Independence Day star also touches on his fantasies involving other women and candidly discusses working with an intimacy coach. Will's greatest desire in the world? To have a harem of girlfriends. Specifically, Will names Misty Copeland and Halle Berry and says his intimacy coach even worked on the list with him. Will tells the mag, quote, "I don't know where I saw it or some as a teenager, but the idea of traveling with 20 women that I loved and took care of and all of that, it seemed like a really great idea. And then after we played it out a little bit, I was like, that would be horrific. That would be horrific. I was like, can you imagine how miserable?"
So Will himself has been oversharing too, and he revealed some things that would be deemed as disrespectful to him and Jada's marriage. And I see a lot of people bringing this up. They're saying, well, why are they attacking Jada when Will does the same thing? I'm gonna tell you this though. Will didn't start oversharing until Jada started oversharing. She was oversharing first, and also her entanglement with August Alsina got exposed. This was really the turning point for Will and Jada's relationship in the public eye, because before they were a lot more discreet with how they were operating in their marriage. But after that came out, everything changed. So Will himself started oversharing as well. And in the past, Will would have never done anything like this because he was very big on protecting his image and protecting his family from public ridicule. But once Jada started speaking up and once the facade started slipping, that's when he was like, okay, I could be honest and say I cheated too. And he partly did this to get the heat off of Jada, because I think he knows that he wasn't perfect in the marriage. So it's not fair to just put all the blame on Jada. But even still, Will was not willing to divulge too much details about his marriage in his autobiography. He was going to give some information, but he wasn't going to use his rocky marriage as a selling point for his book.
In the GQ article, it's noted that Will does not go into much detail about his 23-year marriage to Jada in his memoir.
Will and I shared some very private truths about our relationship.
The hit star says that a lot of details regarding their relationship have already been made public, including Jada's entanglement with singer August Alsina, which she opened up about on her Facebook Watch show Red Table Talk in July 2020.
So Will wasn't trying to exploit his marital issues for a profit. That wasn't what he was trying to do. But unfortunately, I kind of feel like Jada is doing that now with her book Worthy. And this is kind of why it's leaving a bad taste in people's mouth. But I truly think Jada doesn't care at this point. I think that she's unhappy in the marriage and she honestly wants out. But She's not ready to leave just yet because she could still monetize off of her marriage with Will. Also, I think she's waiting on Will to file first. But I don't think Will wants to leave either, because I found out that they don't even have a prenup. I didn't even know this, but they actually did not have a prenup because they really believed that divorce would be unnecessary. But I get the feeling that Jada is unhappy and she wants to leave. I don't think it's her desire to be in a loveless marriage. I don't think she was ever satisfied with the fact that her career took a backseat to Will's. She's just not satisfied. She wants to be free. And I think she's divulging as much as she can because she wants to see how far she could push Will. And if this continues to persist, a divorce will be imminent. But it's kind of unfortunate to me because I really did like Jada and Will as a couple. Even though their relationship is a hot mess, I still like what they were able to do in Hollywood. And it just sucks that their marriage has gotten to this point. I would actually wish for them to repair their relationship, but that would definitely take a miracle. So I don't know if they're gonna stay together, but whatever they decide to do, it's really their business. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.